Claire Bennett had once dreamed of a peaceful life, children, a warm home, laughter over dinner. But now, at 35, her reality was colder. Her husband, Mark, had changed. Or maybe he had always been this way, and she had refused to see it. He rarely spoke to her with kindness. Dinner was met with silence, or worse, criticism. "You call this cooked?" he sneered one night, pushing away the plate. Claire swallowed her response and cleared the table without a word. The worst part wasn't the yelling, it was the emotional distance. Mark slept on the edge of the bed, his back always turned. They hadn't touched in weeks. Claire kept herself busy at the bookstore where she worked part-time, escaping the coldness of their home. One rainy Thursday, while restocking the poetry section, a voice behind her froze her in place. "Claire?" She turned. Her breath caught. Daniel Harper. He looked the same, soft brown eyes, taller than she remembered, with that same quiet strength. They hadn't seen each other in over a decade. Once, they had been inseparable. First loves. But life had pulled them apart. "I thought that was you," he said, smiling gently. Claire didn't know what to say, but she smiled back. And for the first time in years, she felt something flicker inside her. Daniel suggested coffee, and Claire, against her usual careful instincts, said yes. They talked for over an hour. About old memories, lost dreams, and what life had become. Daniel was divorced now, with a 10-year-old daughter he adored. He was in town for work, but when he saw Claire, everything else faded. Claire hesitated to talk about her marriage. But something about Daniel made it easy. "Mark isn't who I thought he'd be," she admitted. "He used to be loving, patient. Now, I feel invisible." Daniel listened, not judging. Just listening. That in itself was a gift. "I remember when you used to laugh all the time," he said softly. Claire looked down. "I don't laugh much anymore." He leaned forward. "You should. You deserve to." When they parted ways that day, Daniel didn't pressure her. He just said, "If you ever want to talk again, you know where to find me." She walked home feeling seen. And guilty. And confused. But mostly she felt alive. Mark was in a foul mood when Claire got home. She had been 10 minutes late. He made it clear that was a problem. "Out wasting time again?" he snapped. "I saw an old friend," she replied, voice steady. "Daniel," he scoffed. "That loser from college? Figures." Claire stared at him. "Don't talk about him like that." Mark turned to her, face cold. "Don't tell me what to do." That night, the silence was thicker than ever. Claire sat by the window, thinking of Daniel's words, "You deserve to laugh." The next morning, she packed a bag. Just one. Enough for a few nights. Mark didn't ask where she was going. He just muttered, "Whatever." Run off, like always. Claire didn't look back. Daniel was surprised when she showed up on his doorstep, but he wasn't shocked. He opened the door slowly. "Claire?" She looked tired, scared but determined. "I'm not asking for anything," she said. "I just needed a place to breathe." Daniel stepped aside. "You'll always have a place here." They talked late into the night. This time she laughed. And cried. And didn't feel the need to hide either. Days turned into weeks. Claire didn't rush anything. She didn't know anyone that. But slowly, she began writing again. Smiling. Living. Daniel never tried to fix her. He just stood beside her. And in time, Claire realized, sometimes, the right love doesn't rescue you. It reminds you how to rescue yourself.